In this video, we will be reviewing the EA Gold Trader for PropFirm by Ms. Nicola Chapati. This video is sponsored by Prosperity Algo and our free Golden Time Bomb Expert Advisor. Do you want to make 100+% annual returns through automating the London breakout and the opening range breakout? Then click the link in the description. So I'm reviewing this EA because one of our community members had asked me to do a quick review, and I think it's a bit further back on the MQL5 marketplace, so I wasn't actually aware of this one, so excited to dive in. And as the name would suggest, this particular bot is specifically designed for prop firms, and they are alluding to the fact that it has a very low drawdown with a high profit. And I've already read this sales page here, but we can go through it together. So here it does not speak to date of the exact strategy which it uses, but it says that you have flexible lot management, enabling both fixed lot and auto lots. And here it's giving a few different examples of when it's actually passed FTMO challenges. And it says complies with risk control, customizable thresholds to protect capital. Okay. And it says that, yeah, the provided images provide concrete results. That seems interesting. So realistically, we don't really know a ton from that description, except for the fact that this is truly intended to be used for prop firms. However, what I found interesting about the equity curve is that it demonstrates kind of an inverse risk reward, or sorry, not an inverse, a positive risk reward. Because most equity curves, that especially those of gold scalping bots, tend to always follow the classic upward sloping staircase. So that's where you have a long run of winners followed by a loser. Long run of winners, loser. And that's what gives you this staircase style pattern. However, if you're running more of a high risk reward system, you will typically see almost this inverse staircase pattern, which is exactly what we're seeing here. We have a long run of losers, jump up. Losers jump up. And that's actually super interesting because it's rather rare in this whole MQL5 EA space, because it's simply a lot harder to make high risk reward bots, and they usually don't work as well. So if you do find one that actually does work, it's kind of interesting to reverse engineer the strategy to see what's going on there. And here as well, like, unfortunately, there's no live signal here and there's no reviews and no comments. So it's a bit hard to kind of ascertain what the market is saying about it. Really, I'm reviewing this because somebody asked me to, but typically it doesn't, I wouldn't look at something that doesn't have this much detail, or it doesn't have enough detail yet behind it, or not enough of a live track record. So here I've taken the liberty of downloading the bot and running a quick backtest. And the unfortunate thing that I'm seeing is that, kind of in contrast to their backtest, it worked great for the first bit of until around summer 2024, but then since then it's just been losing money almost continuously. So perhaps we can go through some of the trades here and actually try and see why this phenomenon has happened. And from what I can see so far, and based on just how tiny these trades are, it's using more of a scalping system, which is likely based on like extremely small stop losses. So here when it has a win, like it's still like their high risk reward, the actual like pip value is still extremely small, right? Or I guess 0.2, which is not that small, but it's still relatively small, versus their stop losses appear to be absolutely minuscule. So I have a feeling that, yeah, the reason why we're having all of these is because it's just the stop losses are incredibly small. And here as well, if we go into the backtest, we're seeing that we are winning only 35% of the time, and it does demonstrate a positive risk reward. However, like, yeah, likely this is an incredibly spread sensitive bot. If I were to run it with every tick as opposed to every tick based on real ticks, I would venture the story would look quite different. Yeah, right. So like here, this is using every tick. And obviously, it's just going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Yeah, okay, it's the classic like MQL5 overly tight stop loss scalper, and that's why we're seeing these results here. So yeah, not looking too awesome to date. However, the benefit here though is, at least if we're seeing a downward sloping equity curve, there is some like, they're not manipulating the backtest. There is some degree of like legitimacy behind that. Let's actually run a visual backtest now with every tick based on real ticks, just to see if we can glean if there's something redeeming behind the strategy. So far, like, It's very basic. It is making some entries, trying to see if they're executing based on market. Stop loss triggered, sell stop. So perhaps these are indeed pending orders, trailing stop. Yeah, so it's the classic scalping system using a very tight trailing stop loss to rapidly lock in a profit. Okay, and the actual entry appears to be a momentum entry, so I think perhaps it's looking for a big candle to happen or some sort of large move to happen in the market where it can rapidly enter. Okay, let's keep running it here. And it does seem to be a multi-time frame bot, whereas running on M1, M5, M15, and M30. Let me quickly stop that. I don't think we're getting too much information from there that we haven't seen already. The only thing I'll do is maybe scroll through and see if I can find some trades. Yeah, I think it's detecting based on volatility. So when there's a big move, maybe a big candle or a large impulse in the market is deciding to enter, like big candle, big candle, big candle, less big candle. So I don't think the actual strategy is bad. I think the execution is just flawed. They didn't take into account spreads in their strategy, either on purpose because they know that many people don't know to backtest that, or they simply didn't factor it in when designing the actual bot. There's nothing wrong with the actual like premise behind it or the strategy behind it, but I would be pretty skeptical about using this currently, just because the backtest performance shows that there's a critical flaw in the strategy, right? It's very easy to be profitable with any sort of ultra fast scalping system if you negate spreads and or commissions. But unfortunately, that's simply not real trading. Real trading has these things and it makes it significantly more challenging. Therefore, at least until they publish a live signal, we see some more in-depth results, I would stay away from this bot. Not a manipulated bot or anything. It's just the actual strategy isn't that great and needs some work, but there is something there. If somebody were to redevelop it with a bit more recognition of spreads, I think perhaps we could see something. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Have a great day.